Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Coming up, classic car expert Ron Stien joins us with stories you'll want to hear. Mr. Mars reviews the 2021 Chevy Silverado. We'll have the events calendar. We'll also have this week's auto news headlines, and maybe we'll get in the car clinic this time.
Okay.
That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We need more, Jeff.
We
Zekin.
do.
I'm Don Armstrong. Conrad's off today, and we wish him the best. And
I'm filling his shoes and his seat. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I cannot fill his knowledge, but I'm filling his seat.
That's no one can fill his knowledge.
No.
So, Mr. Mars, are we ready for Mr. Stien?
Well, I can see him, but I haven't heard him yet.
Well,
good morning.
Good morning, Ronnie Stien.
Hello.
Hello, Ron. So it's good to see you, my friend.
Yes, seen you for a while.
I understand. I know. I understand that you just got back from the Northeast.
What?
Yep. Kat and I went up to Cape Cod, my brother-in-law and sister's wonderful home in Woods Hole, and enjoyed 75-degree weather, no humidity, blue skies, blue water, and
nice talking to you.
Yeah, goodbye.
Well, that's the end of that interview.
We'll
you suck, and I'll see you later.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much.
So, Ronnie, how have you been? What has been going on in your life? Obviously, you haven't been doing any work on any of your cars. Have we had any new acquisitions since the last time we spoke?
Oh, boy.
Well, that's a three-tiered question. Yes, I have been working on some of the cars because, unfortunately, most of the car clubs have been on hiatus. There are no more car shows as of this moment. There are no more tours. Most of the meetings are virtual, except I'm missing a breakfast meeting as we speak with the Triumph Club, which we have a breakfast meeting every week at different locations. So I have been working on some cars, and I know a lot of people in the classic and antique car clubs are itching to get into their cars and show them. We'll have a tour. So the second part is, yes, I have acquired one more car. It's always the next car, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a 1941 Continental.
Wow.
And I'll bring it to the show one time and give you a little peek. It's a really nice car. I bought it on impulse, visiting my son and grandson and his wife in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So that's a new addition. I didn't want to buy any more cars, except this one does not have the V12 engine, which is a plus, and it also has air conditioning. So I said, I'm never going to buy another car, classic or antique, that does not have air conditioning in Houston, Texas. So this had two of the qualities that I really wanted. So I will, it'll be delivered soon.
It doesn't have any bullet hole actual history through the hood or anything like that.
No, not like the Mark II. No. Nothing like that.
Okay, well, just checking, because I know that you seem to be attracted to things like that, and
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, if you're looking for a cruise in to bring it to, we got one coming up next weekend that we'll be at. It's out in Katy, and it is the Tailpipes and Tacos, and we'd love to see you out there. It's from 8 to 11 o'clock at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurant there on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard.
Yeah, I've been there before and spoke to you guys when you were broadcasting.
Yeah. Well, you're invited again.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so did my car.
Yeah. Well,
seeing that this show is called In Wheel Time, I have a little blurb that I think people would be interested in if they like classic or antique cars. But this is a vehicle, an engine that's got actually 24 wheels, and it's coming to Houston. It's the world's only remaining big boy 24-wheel steam engine. It's coming cross country. It's going to be located at the Amtrak station on Washington Avenue. It is 1.2 million pounds.
Wow.
Okay. It's gone over 1 million miles. It was actually built for Union Pacific. They made 10 of them to travel over the mountains and also to carry military supplies. So that's a little heads up. If you want to see it, it's going to be there on August 17th from 9 to 3. I've seen pictures of it, and it is massive. It's
Yes,
just
as a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to fly that when it came through town last year, and we have already been given the marching orders to go fly it again, as it comes in from Hempstead, and it will come down this track right here by my house out here in Sugar Land, and then take the big left-hand turn once it gets down there at Hiram Clark Road and go through Bel Air. And then it makes it into the Amtrak station in downtown Houston. And I will tell you that it is truly something to see. And the number of people that turn out along the tracks to see it is huge. I don't know where they get the information because, I didn't know anything about it until actually yesterday when I got the note from the TV station that we need to fly it. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I am all over that. I would love to actually see it up close and in person. But I've seen it go down the track, and it is truly amazing to see that thing operate.
It's awe-inspiring. I was wondering, seeing the weight, is over 1 million pounds, whether or not the track crossings, can actually handle that weight. And actually, the wheels are in truncated chassis, so it can go actually around curves. It's so large, it's so long, that it has to have a unique ability to, the wheels actually can turn on the chassis.
So they're on an axis.
An axis, exactly. That's exactly correct. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I want to see it in person also.
Well, it's going to be down there toward the heights where Kat lives. That's not that far away.
Correct. Yeah, I'll be there. I also want to talk about something that's kind of interesting. We all grew up with stick shifts. Well, now because of the demise of the stick shifts, there are now people that are joining or starting car clubs, just like the V8 Club or the Lincoln Club, for people who drive stick shifts.
I'm in. I got a stick shift.
Well, and they're saying that with the advent of electric cars, the stick shift is as fast off the starting point that you don't need a manual transmission. And it's amazing that in 1980, 35% of people had stick shifts in the United States. Now, in 2020, it's only 1% of the cars sold in the U.S. have stick shift. Lamborghini, Porsche, BMW, they're all going to the paddle shift. And I've driven that. I've driven a paddle shift. My brother-in-law has a Ferrari with a paddle shift, and it's really amazing. It's just smooth and uncomplicated. I remember the old gate shift in the Ferraris.
Oh yeah,
it had the gate in between the seats, and it was difficult to maneuver. And they sort of didn't like the look of it, so they sort of covered it up a little bit to make it more aesthetic.
But you couldn't miss the gear.
You couldn't miss the gear. And if you had the right motion, boom, it went into reverse.
You talked about paddle shifts. Now, technically, isn't that a stick shift? Technically.
It is, but you're not actually. It's on the steering wheel.
Right.
You don't have to
exactly
take your hand off the wheel, and also the area in between the seats is now unobstructed because it's everything's on the steering wheel.
Cup holders now.
Well, you're familiar with that Rambler with the bed in it that you have.
Oh, the Nash Suburban. Yeah, the one I call my mother's nightmare and my teenager's dream.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah.
From the front seat to the end of the trunk, there's a wonderful double bed, and I've got 2 original unused mattresses that I bought from a friend of mine in Iowa, and his parents had it, and unfortunately they were in an accident. And the car was destroyed, so it was in their attic for all these years since 1947. Anyway, you want to hear something else that's kind of interesting? There's now a growing, plan of there are a lot more women now getting involved in the classic and antique car club, for information. I thought at first when I started the Lincoln and Continental Owners Club here, a couple of women came, and I thought, they're looking for guys, okay? Actually, it was actually the opposite. There were truly women who really wanted to get into cars, and unbeknownst to anybody in the club, all these macho men would give them a short shift. They, unbeknownst to anybody in the club, were restoring a Continental Mark V. And they invited everybody to a birthday party at their house, and everybody thought it was their birthday. Well, the member of the clubs, our club went there, and we said, whose birthday is it? And they said, oh, it's our baby's birthday. Well, these were middle-aged women. They didn't have babies. It's in the garage. Well, let me tell you, as women would do, the car was in spotless condition. Every single part that they took off the car was in a plastic bag and labeled, okay? And they did this all on their own,
Wow.
okay? And the car was really in great shape. And all the club members, including myself, went, wow.
But that's the way to do it.
On their own, no help from any man, okay? And they were so proud of it, and it was their baby, and it was the baby's birthday party because it was the coming out party for the car. I thought it was really interesting.
That's very cool. Ron, when are you going to buy an EV? Are you going to start an EV collection?
No. I think it's interesting. I've never driven one, but I saw a video of a electric car against a Ferrari, and the guy in the Ferrari said at the end of the drag strip, he said, "That car passed me like I was not even going anywhere."
Yeah.
I mean, it was awe-inspiring because it's constant torque. I just don't like the distance. You have to rely on
The range.
where to go, the range, and I think that's a little difficult for me. Although I don't go anywhere, but if I did go somewhere, I would have to get the map of what stations allow you to charge it.
That's right. And that's what we were talking about that earlier. It's a change in lifestyle. You have to think about it different. Because you say you don't go any place, but you go across town here in Houston. It may be only 50, 60 miles, but it may take you 2 hours that car's going to run. And then you got to come back. And, it's definitely you got to think about things differently. Mm-hmm. But anyway. We could take one of your cars, your Nash, and we could put an electric conversion in it.
No.
Well, I know someone that's converting a Mazda, excuse me, Spider, and he's taking the internal combustion engine out and putting an electric engine out. I want to see how that works.
Okay, well, I'll tell
good.
you what, you can sit back and watch that all day long. I'm just not interested. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. So, Ronnie, are you still into drag racing?
Well, I haven't done that for a long time.
No, I know, but once a drag racer, always a drag racer. I mean, do you ever watch any of the pro drag racers?
I do, but you know what? Everything's so electronic now, and it's sort of I've so lost interest. The last time I drag raced here was the nostalgia drags on I-10, and it was really fun. I took the Stag out, the V8 Stag, Triumph Stag out, and it was fun. I love to see the old rail jobs. Some of the ones that came out.
Yeah. Well, they do have nostalgic drag races every once in a while for us old people, and I would love to actually go and what? Don't smirk at me. What?
You can hear it.
No, you can't. There's nothing to hear. They're making fun of me over here, Ron. Would you please come and help me?
Come on, it's not that we're getting older. We just have a lot of experience.
There you go.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Buy it. You can't buy it. You can't rent it. You got to experience it. And I notice these guys. Do they have gray hair? I can't see right now.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't have gray hair is the question.
Well, no, I mean the more likely it's along the lines of who has hair.
Yeah, we're getting to that point.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You clearly don't have that issue. Oh
well, I certainly do, but I think it gives silver hair with glasses. Everybody thinks you're very intelligent.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it.
I think you're
too.
more gray, Jeff.
My hair's turning gray, and then I've got hair that's leaving.
So, Ron,
turning
are you
loose.
going to be keeping up with the festivities at Pebble Beach this year?
I like to see the auction online. I think the cars are increasing in value, and I think some of the people our age are getting rid of the cars because they can't maintain them, they can't drive them. But there's nostalgia. Still, people who wanted that car and couldn't buy it when they were younger, and now they can afford it, and they wanted it. And whether they're going to use them or not, that's a whole other story. Yeah. Many of these cars are going to be trailer queens and just sit in the garage, and that's unfortunate because the cars should be driven.
Now, you said the prices are going up or they're increasing in value in some respect. Is that because there was not a Pebble Beach during the COVID and folks are just itching to go out and spend money?
I think it's a lot of things. I think it's people want to get out and they didn't have the opportunity to sell their cars because the auction companies were shut down for such a long time.
Right.
It's a combination, and people also getting older. They want to, they've got other interests, or they want to, get their herd and just, flush it out. Oh, they might want another car or two.
Right.
Yeah, part of it. It's like a Harley. I want a Harley. I only want it for about a month. That'll give me. If I keep it any longer than that, I'm going to hurt myself. But I can say I finally got a Harley.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't need it long. I just need it.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense. But you know what?
It's not supposed to.
I have a lot of cars, and one man shouldn't have that many cars. And it's not because I need them; it's because I want them.
Well, how many is too many?
Well, I've got 12, which is crazy. I mean, it's just one man shouldn't have more than the cars that he could enjoy all the time. And unfortunately, I don't have the time to enjoy all of my cars. And now with everything shut down, it's even more important that
that's
get on the road.
That's a very good point. You don't want to be one of these guys I saw my car 2 years ago was the last time I saw it.
Yeah, well, and that's unfortunate because there's no more shows. There are things coming up. I know the Triumph Club has weekly meetings, breakfast. The V8 Club is going to have the AACA Club is going to have an ice cream social out, I think, in Tomball, outside. People just want to drive their cars and get together. But, and the auctions are starting to come back. I think there's an auction coming to Houston soon. And the worldwide guys are going crazy. They're selling a lot of cars to people from overseas. Saudi, Japan, those people are buying cars from here. And our nostalgia and our history is going out the window.
Well, I think that, I think that this whole COVID thing has obviously put a crimp in all of our car-loving lives, but I think that it will come back. It may be changed a bit, but I don't think it's ever left us. I think that we will always have a group of us people that love cars and center our lives around them. I think it's just a little pause in the festivities. That's all.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: if you fly anywhere, you can't rent a car.
Well, there are no cars to rent.
Yeah, because they sold all the rental car companies sold their cars because no one was traveling.
Right. No, I hear you. Well, so at any rate, no, I know exactly what you're saying. Well, Ronnie, it's great to talk to you, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to us. We must stay in touch a little bit more often. I do have a phone number, and you can call it anytime you want. I
promise I will. Okay. Well, I've been remiss also. It's a two-way street, but life gets in the way, and too bad. I'll put it on my tickler. Yep. Call you guys and
bug
check
us.
It.
Yeah.
And be a part. Great.
Well, Ron, again, it's great to see you. Great to talk to you, and good luck. You stay healthy now. You hear?
You too. All you two guys also.
All right. We'll talk to you again soon. All right.
Happy trails.
Yeah, happy trails. Ron Stien. What are y'all doing over there?
We've lost power.
We lost the power on the tablet.
And there's a problem with that?
Yeah, because we can't do
Because
commercials.
Yeah, we can't run the video for the spots.
Well, are you going to fix it?
Well, we're working on it, trying to figure out why we lost power to that, but nothing else.
Huh. Well, there is that. Well, in the meantime and in between time, while you guys are farting around with that,
Thank you.
Mr. Mars, I need for you, sir, to do a review of your Chevy Silverado, because we like to keep things, you know, in order the way that they're supposed to happen on the show.
What?
And we've gotten way the hell off of our schedule here. And so, are you ready to do your review?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, it's all on you as soon as we can switch the camera from me to you. There you go.
There you go. We can do that. So, I had the opportunity, it's been a while, I had the opportunity to drive the new Chevrolet Silverado, the 1500, and actually it was the LT trim, so it's kind of, wasn't the top of the line, but it was up there, a nice package. And this is actually the 4th generation of the Silverado truck. You can get it this year, you can get 8 trim levels, you can get it in 4 different engine combinations, so there's a lot of choices to put your truck together if you're looking at this. And so by this is the 2nd year since this gen came out, so they did some more updates to it. Front, you're going to find LED lighting all around. So you got the front, the daytime running lights, the tail lights are all. You've got some LED lighting inside the bed. You've got some LED lighting on the corners, under the mirrors. The power heated side mirrors. We had the corner step rear bumper, which is a really nice little feature that it's kind of.
I love that thing. I don't know why all the manufacturers don't do that.
Yeah, it's one of those things you go, duh, why didn't we think of that before?
Yep.
To get up in there. Also in the bed, you can find that along with the LED lighting, you're going to have 12 tie downs. So that once you get up in that bed, then you got plenty of places to tie things down. And there's even an LED cargo light if you're in there doing it at night. Now, we also happen to have the optional Multiflex Tailgate. You know, the easy lift, easy up and down. And it dropped down. It took a little bit to get it coordinated, you know, but once you did, it's really nice to have that drop down so that you can step up in the bed. Particularly if you're putting cargo in there, you're a little bit closer because of the way that it drops down. You don't have to reach over the tailgate all the way to set it up in there. So it's a really nice little setup. We also happen to be rolling on the optional 20-inch painted aluminum wheels that give it a nice look to go along with the Z71 off-road package. So we had that badging on it, but we also had the skid plates, twin tube shocks. We had a 2-speed transfer case, so it's not, you know, all in your face off-road, but it's a very nice, very capable off-road package. Now we got into the inside of it. We had the leather seating, surfaces all around. The front seat, we had the 40-20-40 front seat optional. Now the outboard seats on it were heat. miles to the gallon. You should be looking for 26 out on the highway for a combined of 24. I actually got just a little bit over 23 because we had to test the diesel out and make sure that it was performing properly.
Such a liar.
But I really liked the quiet engine, you know, and had plenty of power, and I do believe it would probably handle that towing without any problem. I didn't have anything near that weight to tie onto it. As far as ride and handling, it's a little bit firm. You got the Z71 package with the skid plates and the extra shocks that twin tube shocks and things. So you got to expect something there because you're going to need it if you use that truck for that kind of work. Comparisons, you might look at the Ram 1500 that starts at $32,795, Ford F-150. It starts a little bit more. You get into the Super Crew to get something comparable in configuration. You're starting at $37,000. Toyota Tundra, you can start out at $34,125. You can get the base Silverado LT four-wheel drive that we had. You can kick into it for $45,700. We had a few options, which pushed our MSRP as tested.
Here we go.
$55,565.
Oh, that's not near as bad as what you were going to say.
No. It's.
I was waiting for you to say 70.
No, but again, this is the LT, not the LT2 or the Platinum. I mean, there's 2 or 3 above it that you can get. Push it on up there. You get a little bit nicer stuff.
Nicer stuff.
Nicer stuff.
All right.
The end.
Thank you.
Hey, we got power back.
That's good.
Yeah.
We never lost it in here.
Don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
All right, time now for the events calendar. Conrad normally handles that, but Conrad was nice enough to forward that information to you.
Thank you, Conrad.
You can read this.
Yes, I can read this.
It's all yours.
Okay, so Saturday, today, you got Nifty 50s from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and that's at Grogan Mills in the Woodlands. So there you go. You've got the Kima Car Meet from 6 to 9 also, so that is today. Not really much going on for Sunday, and then you've got 8/24, August 24th, I believe is a Friday. Not really sure. But you got the 50th anniversary celebration of 8cc for the Northeast College, and that is Saturday, so it is a Saturday. 8/24, that same Saturday of this year. The address is 8001 Fulton Street, Houston, Texas, 77022. Setup for cars to the show will be from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So write that down, Mike. You're going to be there. And the events will start at 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Sunday, August 29th, 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time to 3 p.m. is the Houston Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's on 249. Be there.
All right. Thank you, sir. The N-Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and NWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. N-Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break. Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the most sought-after models in the Houston area today. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is easy to get to on Highway 225 near Beltway 8 in Pasadena. Whether it's online or in person, you're welcome like one of the family. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in returns Saturday, August 21st at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos at Loopy's inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In-Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in at Loopy's in Katy and Kirby, August 21st, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.